This is the pre-show. Well, welcome to the Funny East podcast. We got Toby Richardson here again. Man, he's back. Good dude, good great friend. Got Chris Ralph here.
What's up?
Producer, man. Hell yeah. So what's going on, Toby? How you been?
Toby.
Yeah, man.
Under from down under.
I'm still good. Thanks for getting me back on the podcast, man. It's been too long.
Yeah, we got a wild fucking 3 days. Just drinking Sangsom. As you see, this bottle of Sangsom, it's full again.
The
So,
official sponsor.
yeah, official sponsors. We get 20 by the year.
Funny East.
We should like be rounding up all the empty Sangsom bottles and just piling them up.
Dude, you're Thai, right? Aren't these things worth like
They are.
$5?
I'm Thai, but I'm also not homeless. So I'm not really.
Dude, I saw you with all those plastic
market.
bottles the other day, man. You can't lie to me.
Alright, true.
I saw you sorting through the trash at the comedy club.
Those are for a project, though.
Those are for my sister.
I'm
She's
just
inside.
I'm
She's
making
building
a
a
big
volcano.
Yeah, I'm building a volcano, and then I'm gonna shove it up my ass.
So what kind of shit are you into shoving up your ass, Toby, over there in Australia, dude?
Oh, well,
Yeah, that's in Australia, man.
It depends on the weather. You know, it gets very hot in Australia, so in summer you want to shove like cold things up there.
Yeah, that's
I hear they make an Edward Cullen dildo, so it's just like a shiny dildo that you can put in the freezer. And so it comes out as this cold fucking vampire dick for all the you know. I suppose all the teenage girls are now old enough to be doing that, you know.
I expected you to be joking, but that's so fucking specific. I feel
Dude,
like you
it's-
have an Edward Cullen ice dildo that you just shove up your ass.
No, but
In
it's
Australia.
some of the chicks I went to high school with were, you know, like a little too into some bizarre
Vampire
things.
shit.
Yeah, they don't have chicks in Australia, dude.
They were too into some weird things, but not quite into it enough to share it with me.
Yeah, man. So, fuck, dude. Dude, like 2 sips of Sangsom, I'm already gone.
Dude's gone.
Yeah, dude.
What did we have on?
Well, we
were there
didn't-
any ideas we wanted to go through? Any stories?
I don't know, man. We had some stuff going on. I don't know, dude. Like, you're a pretty adventurous guy. You've been racing bikes and shit recently, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's the stuff that we want to hear about. Because I mean,
Definitely.
you know, Crocodile Dundee.
I want to hear about
Steve
insects
Irwin.
and shit too.
They
I
did
want to hear about
like
noises.
snakes. We were talking about that snake. Remember that time we found the deadliest snake? Was that the deadliest snake in the world? Right?
Oh no! Well, you know,
One of
people think Australia is like pretty brutal, but we've only got 9 of the 12 deadliest snakes in the world. So so we, Steve, and I, and
He was cute. It was a cute snake. Sure.
yeah, it was a tiger snake.
Right. Wow. Which number is that? Is that number 2?
Oh, I don't know. No, it's just
It's on the list. That's good enough, right?
It's deadly, but I don't think it's in the list of
Yeah.
the 12 or whatever.
Oh shit. Well, I guess I'm just a pussy. It still kind of scared me.
Was it
But-
big?
Yeah, it still could kill you. Oh no,
it
it was maybe a few meters long.
Well,
or
it was
something.
pretty small, but it was also
That's what she
it
said.
had been run over already.
Yeah, it had been hit by a
Yeah.
car, and that's why we just pulled up next to it, and we're like, oh, sorry, let me go.
Poor little dude.
That was down on the south coast of Western Australia, down here.
Toby was thinking about. He was talking about this dude's so Australian. He was considering getting out the car, taking this fucking snake, and then moving it to the side of the road as if it wasn't a snake, man.
Well, if I thought it was going to live,
It was dead, right? Or it was kind of.
No,
No,
it was
just-
still
it was-
alive. It was in pain.
Oh no.
I don't like seeing animals in pain.
Right. We were in the Philippines too one time, and we're walking down the road, and there's this cat that has clearly been like scalped by some kind of vehicle.
Oh.
And then I remember like I
yeah,
had this. Yeah, it was sick, man. It was not funny, but I remember I was like, oh, that's
fuck.
horrible. Like I was gonna like fucking vomit in my mouth. And then Toby's like, I wonder what the laws are like for stuff like that here. I'm like, oh, you mean like you want to get it some help? And Toby's like, nah, bash his fucking skull in, you know? Super Australian, dude.
Not for fun.
They put it out of
Well,
its
of course,
misery.
yeah.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
totally.
Yeah, it's suffering.
No, break his neck. Yeah.
You know my mate Daniel.
Yeah.
So
Daniel's a fun guy, man.
Daniel and I were driving from Perth up to this place in the hills called Kalamunda,
Yeah.
and we're driving behind this car, and this car just fucking nails a parrot, and this bird's just like, you know, all fucked up on the side of the road, like, properly screaming.
That's fucked.
And Daniel and I are looking at each other, we're like, oh, this is going to be painful, but we've got to do it. We're already in the car.
Yeah.
And so we had to like, just drive head first over this parrot. It was properly manual. There was no coming back.
Right.
Yeah,
And
man,
the
that
parrot-
I appreciate that.
It was screaming, but we weren't going fast, and you could just feel all the crunches. And
Ooh.
Daniel and I are like trying to be manly, but we're all like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's
That's crazy.
putting an animal out of its misery, man. That's That's tough shit.
Oh,
Euthanasia, huh?
I saw a goose get hit by a car, and it was like a bunch of geese crossing the street, and one of them got hit, just flattened. Its neck was fucking flat, and its head was like still, you know, moving and like making noises, and all the other geese formed like a fucking circle around him, and like were like flapping their wings up to stop the cars from coming, right? And then as soon as like the head, like, and then it just fucking, the head went down and it died. And then all the geese just pieced out just fucking at the same time.
Wow.
Like they knew it died and they just fucking left.
Man, that's some brotherhood
It was
type shit
crazy,
right there, man.
dude.
Yeah, there's one time at NIU, I don't know if you were around for this.
It's real hard to finish jacking off.
Did you hear about the pikes at NIU, dude?
Yeah,
Pikes,
man.
man?
Yeah, of course, those fucking assholes.
Yeah, they pieced out too, man. After their buddy.
Yeah, they're dude, tell me why the guy the president for that frat played lacrosse with me, and he like his name was Harvey, I think, and he had to go to jail for like or he faced jail time.
We should probably tell the story of why this guy's going to jail actually. So at our school, Northern Illinois.
Yeah, I was there for that shit.
Oh, you were there for that? Wow, that was like a legend. When I was there, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, that was my last year there.
Here, you tell the story because you would obviously know it better. I'll even give you.
I'll tell you what I know. I remember so at our school we all these fucking frats, all fucking cocksuckers, right? Anyway, I played lacrosse with this guy. His name's Harvey, and he's a president of one of these frats called Pikes. Bunch of dykes, by the way. This is why they're Pikes. They're dykes. They're all dykes named Mike. All right. They're like fucking dykes. All right.
What does dyke mean to you guys? I mean, that's a big butch lesbian.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Pretty much.
Big dyke.
I think that's universal.
Like John. No, I'm sorry.
Like
John.
Some kind of a water.
Phuket guys. Anyways, so when you're in a frat, they do all this bullshit. They do all these gay things, like probably like make everyone touch dicks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that for sure happens. For sure.
They get super gay.
Super gay. Not
they spank each other.
But they also get a lot of pussy. So like it evens out, but it's still, I don't know. Nah, I'm not about it.
I'm not sure if it evens out, man.
I don't know if it evens out. It's still kind of gay. But one of the things I remember, there was like a freshman kid and like it was like Rush Week or something, or there was like initiation or something. I don't even know what it was. But anyway, some guy drank a lot of alcohol and died. That's the story. That's not even that bad of a story. No, but they forced him to drink. They like fucking forced his ass to drink, and he was like fucking above 2.0. He was fucking like fucking. Let me tell you what I heard the story was, and I feel like this is what 4 years would do to a college campus, because I heard the story was that they had this guy, they forced him to drink a bunch, like it was like all of the initiates or whatever. They had them all drinking, and he got really drunk, and it was cold outside, so they made him go outside naked, and he just laid down and froze to death. Oh no, that might be a different guy actually.
Oh,
yeah. And you guys go there for a good time.
Terrible,
yeah.
Whoa, dude. But it was Pikes though. It was definitely Pikes that got in trouble.
Wow. I heard some stuff about people having to put pickles in their ass and walk a distance. Or else they wouldn't be allowed to join the frat. Yeah. Not the Pikes, but that was
I can see why they'd want to join these frats.
Yeah, man.
I've seen all these like American college movies.
They don't have frats in Australia?
No.
Do they have something similar?
Oh, no, not really.
Without all the gay stuff, I mean.
Yeah, well, Australia is like America without all the gay stuff.
All the gays.
He's got all the Mexicans.
What was my train of thought?
We were talking about
college kids dying.
Well, first we were talking about euthanizing animals, and then we got into dead college kids. So
yeah, because so you see these movies growing up, you know, like all the movies that came out like post American Pie, like that set the set, and you're watching these going
sex movies.
Going, I want to go to uni in university in America, and now I'm thinking pickles up my ass. I'm glad I skipped that, bro.
Oh man.
You gotta be more international, man. Join the international community. You know, respect our culture, buddy. It doesn't. It respects you.
So, like with dead animals, right? A lot of people don't understand that kangaroos can actually fly. Right. And they fly horizontally straight out in front of your car every time. People in cars get rid of because they can bounce high.
They're like a deer.
But they just lean forward and they bounce forward now, and it'll always be as you're like coming out of something, and it will just fly into your car right off your entire car. And so one day I'm in this big van coming back down from a desert race from Port Hedland, and sort of coming down the highway, and it goes down to where there's like a bit of a river, but the fence line runs along there, so all the kangaroos run along the fence line, and I've crossed this grate just as this kangaroo was flying out, had a big bull bar on the car, it just ran through this kangaroo, and you could just feel the car go as it hit the diff, and then as it hit the diff in the back.
Oh, fuck.
Got like the axle at the front and the diff at the back. I was like,
We ate that kangaroo actually. It's annoying that.
I was like, I need to drag this kangaroo off the road so someone doesn't hit it in like a small car. And dude, it was just fucking worms that long all across the highway. Because they live with parasites. They're just big ass worms.
They're just full of worms.
Yeah,
Bro, you fed me kangaroo sausages.
Yeah, well then.
Oh my god.
These are big like intestinal worms. It's not like
Right.
heartworm or whatever some other animals have.
Yeah.
They're like in the muscle tissue and then you wind up dying.
Right. Fat ass, a proper worm.
Yeah, like that, man. Like
Yeah,
that
that's
long.
rough, dude.
Like some of the greens you get over here, like the
Sure.
sprouts.
Yeah.
They put it on your pad thai like that.
Mm.
Next time you eat pad thai, just imagine that wriggling out of a kangaroo's arsehole.
Try and stop me, dude. I will.
I'm thinking about it right now, man. I'm getting hungry. Yeah, right.
I'm thinking about this.
I'm getting a little bit of slow dance chubs down here thinking about it, man.
Slow dance
Fill me up. Yeah, so, I mean, sounds like you're pretty adventurous with your meals, dude. How was the kangaroo?
Yeah, kangaroo's fine. Kangaroo's real lean, but it's like quite rich in iron. It's strong tasting meat. It's like good in, like, ironically good, not ironically, but it's good in Italian food. Like ragu is like, you know, where you want something like, you want some strong flavours, like salt.
Yeah.
Like the tomato.
Yeah, like that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's got a bit more kick to it.
I'm starting to realize I think I'll eat anything that's not I'll eat any warm-blooded animal that's not a rodent or
Bug.
friendly looking.
You want to eat cold-blooded animals? I've eaten snake. I've eaten
Crocodile.
Yeah.
Crocodile's not bad.
You can get crocodile down the road. Man, I've seen the same crocodile spinning on that rotisserie.
I don't know what's going on with that thing. I think I'm pretty sure that's a prop, and they just have like prepackaged meat somewhere.
No,
Yeah.
that's real, dude. That's real.
So you think they shave a crocodile every day, or what?
Yes.
Really?
You reckon it's a new
Wow.
crocodile? I
That's
can see
crazy.
it getting smaller.
So it's just the same crocodile every single
every day, like, I think it's because it's hot right now. So I think every day at like 3:30, every day at 2 or 3:30, dude. Sometimes when I'm rocking up here, like, I've seen them put the crocodile on the spit.
Right.
I've seen them put it on the spit, and it's like
Let's
it's like a
take-
big muscular
Just
thing.
switch. Just gonna put it in here and just turn it when you want to talk.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like a big muscular fucking crocodile, bro.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
I'm sorry, dude.
And
I
that's,
fucked
that's
up.
all I gotta say about that.
I was just like passing across the mics. It's pretty ridiculous.
You know, so
Just fucking sit closer to this one.
I hate to buy into too much of the Australian. Well, you know, that's not a crocodile. This is a crocodile.
That's not a real
But that's a
crocodile.
fucking tiny crocodile.
Yeah.
Some of the salties you get up north are just like longer than this room end to end. There was
It's like
this
a salt-
guy.
It's like a saltwater croc.
Yeah, saltwater crocodile, dude.
So you find
Do
them.
they taste better? Though?
I've never eaten
Salt.
salties, but you can find them in fresh water. They're just a different
Right.
type of crocodile. They're far
Yeah.
more. Like in the Kimberley, like the northern Western Australia where I grew up, you go swimming in somewhere that's got crocodiles because they're all fresh water. As long as you don't go near like nests or near any baby crocodiles or eggs and shit.
Really?
It's fine. But the saltwater ones are massive and aggressive. And so there was this dude on a crossing, like a river crossing, where it's not a bridge, it's just like a concrete section of the road that goes under the river. And he was standing there. I think he was fishing off one side.
Holy
This
shit.
massive, like 3 or 4 meter saltwater crocodile has just like come out from the other side, just launched and just grabbed this guy by his head.
Shut up.
As he went past.
His head.
Just
Damn,
fucking,
dude.
just decapitated.
Went straight for the
bloke.
neck.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
So that dude died, right?
But they
Yeah.
like shot up like this, right? Like,
Yeah. So like, if this is the crossing, like the
Right.
river's going across here, you drive across.
Yeah.
This guy's standing here fishing. The crocodile just comes from.
Jesus Christ. Wow. That's amazing. Wait, so saltwater crocodiles, they can live on the surface of freshwater?
They can live in freshwater. Yeah.
Like they can deep that down into, they can go down into the deep freshwater.
Yeah, they can look at rivers and shit. All around all the Northern Territory and Queensland, there's so many rivers, like nearly all the rivers you can't swim.
How come they don't just call them crocodile? Like, why are they gonna be saltwater? That's just confusing now. Cause I'm like,
I think
it's like that saltwater taffy shit, man. They got Laffy Taffy and saltwater.
It's like, is crocodile fucking saltwater or freshwater? Like, what kind of crocodile is it?
I think it's its origin, so that. What about alligators are fucking limp dick?
Yeah, they're like freshwater. They're pussies, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, they're totally different. Well, when I say totally different, they're
totally
different.
They look basically the same.
That's alligator. That's not crocodile.
Yeah. So
or it's a monitor lizard.
they had this.
That's disgusting.
It's from.
I've just rubbed something into my eyeball.
It's from Lumpini Park, man. That's where they put them. That's why they put all the monitor lizards. You know they purged all the monitor lizards.
Yeah,
Lumpini Park.
My grandpa was there. He fucking.
For real?
No. He's just really tied.
He led the troops.
He's just tied, so it's believable.
He brought a troop of fishermen. Take that shit out.
They have this crocodile. Well, they had this crocodile park in Broome, and so you go there, you watch the crocodiles and that. And they've also got some alligators, and the guy will walk into the pen to feed the alligators, and he'll use like a fucking 12-foot pole to drop food in for the crocodiles. He's like, yeah, that alligator's chill. He's like, I'm not fucking with that croc.
Is it just chickens? Or they just drop whole chickens?
Yeah, just pretty much.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen live chickens.
But they'll walk into the pen with the alligators and shit. Everyone in Australia is Steve Irwin. Wow. As in like dead from an animal. Wow. I wish you cut that bit out. I like Steve Irwin. I feel bad.
Steve Irwin.
No cuts, baby. Steve's good, man. His wife's loyal. Right? I read that online.
Kid's hot.
Yeah, his kid's pretty hot.
Yeah, the daughter's pretty good too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
That's what I was talking about.
So they eat turtle as well. They got this remote
They do
Aboriginal
that.
community.
In Vietnam, they do that.
Really?
They eat turtles.
You
Oh,
can,
hell yeah.
You can only get turtles in Australia if you're like Aboriginal.
Wow.
It's like some grandfathered law that allows you to do it.
As you've had it? You've had it before?
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Just like chicken.
Oh really? Do they cook it in the fucking in the bowl or the shell? Not the bowl.
Just like flip it upside down and boil it. Just pour some boiling water on it.
Yeah, just cook it on coals in the beach, man.
Wow, that's crazy.
How was it? Like,
Yeah.
what was it like fucking? So you know how crocodiles like chicken and beef mixed together basically? What was turtle like? If you had to pick?
It's like crocodile texture. It's like not fish texture, but it's like a real mild sort of white meat.
I probably still won't eat it, but frog sounds alright. Frog's pretty good.
I had frog in Vietnam, frog legs.
I had frog legs in fucking Malaysia. I
Yeah.
had pigeon too. Pigeon is delicious. I don't know. Have you had pigeon before, dude?
Hell no.
Pigeon's
no,
pretty good,
pigeon.
man. That's the rodent of the sky.
That's the rat of the sky.
Yeah.
But crow. So
Crow.
pretty much the same, yeah.
Now crow's full of worms. I know that, right? Crows they eat dead.
Crows are fucking.
They eat carcasses, right?
They are.
They're scavengers.
They're
Yeah,
just
right.
bad associate.
Yeah.
I was hungry in Wood Camp and
I just saw this crow
yeah,
laying around.
we got this goat and it was just like an old goat. It was fucking disgusting. And so we had to eat crow instead.
How many times have you actually prepped animals? Like fucking
Yeah, a few drops.
yeah.
Kangaroos, mainly, they're easy.
Wow.
You can only eat the female kangaroos. Like most animals, you know, the
Are they fattier or something?
no, just the male ones just fucking stink.
Oh, they'll-
Just respect to the men.
yeah.
Just cause fuck women, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, these Thai sites going on.
They only eat the babies and the women.
Wow,
That's the gayest con coming out of
So
this.
the men
It's
stink.
the Mongolo.
Yeah, I think it's testosterone or whatever. They're just fucking it's just actually even as you come, you can smell it. You wouldn't even bother.
You think you can only
touching
smell it because you're a guy? Or
It's a
girl,
pheromone.
girls smell it too, you know?
it. Yeah, it's just
You know, like when a girl's pussy really smells, but only guys can smell it. It's kind of like
Right.
that.
Not girls can smell that. They're just nice.
They
just, you know?
Just don't bring it up. Yeah. I know you can smell it. Just your balls. It's just your balls the whole time.
But yeah, so if you're cutting up like a female kangaroo or goat or whatever sheep, the males smell like as if you're cutting it up and you fucked it up and you cut the piss tube.
Oh, sure. Of course, yeah.
But the males are like that even if you have like cut them up right.
How big is a kangaroo's dick?
Probably pretty big, right?
The kangaroos got big dicks?
They got big asses.
I don't know, they've got big balls. You can buy kangaroo
Oh,
scrotums
really?
for like, you can buy kangaroo scrotums for like little novelty wallets.
They have balls. How big are their balls, dude? Seriously?
No, like you probably get off a real because you can get like a kangaroo that big. You can also get a kangaroo almost the size.
Yeah.
Dude, they're bomb not that.
Are you talking authentic kanga sack?
You ever seen wow, so you seen a kangaroo hopping and you just like hopping away and you see the balls?
Yeah, it's like some of the fucking cats and dogs around
That's
here,
so
and the way
funny, dude.
it's just
Oh, yeah.
well, you know, they stick out like dogs.
There's a dog here with extremely long balls just running around. So
Okay.
when he walks, no, it's another one. It's like an old, probably 12-year-old dog.
What
It's been
color
through some
is
shit.
it?
It's gray. It's just gray
Oh, it's
and
great.
old as
And
fuck.
it's got black balls.
It's huge black balls.
His
It's
balls are
fucking
just black.
pendulous when he runs.
It's jet
Some-
black balls.
Sometimes I feel like a street dog.
We should name this the Anti-PETA podcast.
Yeah.
Well, no, I love animals,
Yeah, I'm a huge. I fucking love it.
but sometimes I feel like a street dog because my balls are just hanging out, and I get erections at inappropriate times in public, and just rub against people. It was Steve.
Do you ever see any like crazy insects or bugs in Australia?
Yeah, you get big huntsman spiders.
What's
Oh, man, I saw so many of those.
What's the biggest spider you've seen?
Probably like that.
Wow.
But they are really chill. They're not.
The huntsmans
venomous.
are actually pretty cool. I mean, they're not poisonous, right? Those
No,
big
no,
ass
they're
ones. They're just giant.
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy though. That would take a lot to get used to.
But it's like the little white chips.
He also had some. He had some
They're
damn. What were those things living in your goddamn? Yeah.
Oh,
They're
there's
like
big,
some fucking
there's big
lizards.
goannas, yeah.
These
yeah.
giant lizards
Wow,
just living in his
goannas.
goddamn house.
Yeah, goannas.
Right.
Goannas?
Yeah,
That's
Sound
crazy.
Like
It's just like a big
Would you use
lizard.
them to like chase off weasels or something?
No, well, we had those big black goannas sort of like living under the sauna,
Yeah.
and they would keep the snakes away in summer.
Are they really big? Are they like 4 legs?
Yeah, 4 legs, maybe that big.
Is it
The ones you get up north are even bigger, and they run fast.
Is it like a monitor lizard?
No, it's
I
more
don't
like
know what they
it's
are.
like a big iguana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No, goanna.
Go on.
Yeah, it's like a big iguana.
Goanna.
Jesus.
Go. If you've got a friend
Iguanas are probably like this big, but I'd say
Do you
it's
see
like,
huntsmen like at your house and shit like that? Or
I
like,
haven't seen a huntsman in ages.
wow.
I saw them when I was like.
Do you ever see?
No, they were just other venomous spiders.
You're just fucking lying to
Do
me.
you ever see spiders underneath like shitters, like porta potty shitters, stuff like that, like outside toilets?
Oh, so like nearly every toilet in my house has a few cobwebs up in the top, so
Yeah.
I can't be bothered getting them.
Yeah, there were spiders all
You get
over.
these.
No, but I meant like underneath the seat and shit like
What
that.
do you think
No,
about spiders in
not
your asshole,
kiwis.
man?
Oh, so I was up in one of these hill tribes when I was on this motorbike ride the other week, like last week, and it was one where there like some initiative or like NGO or maybe even the government had come to this like middle of bumfuck nowhere up in the Thai hills near the border and put in like some solar and a public toilet and that. And so we go to this dunny, and fortunately I was just taking a slash. And I flushed it, and like 400 ants just fucking straight in the bowl. It went black
Whoa.
instantly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'd been in the system or if they'd been like just hanging out under the
fucking
rim.
rim, dude.
That would
Waiting
have
for a fresh.
that would have been painful if you sat down. I must assume that like there's not good hygiene in the area, so people are getting sick and most of their food's going through them. So it's still nice and chunky and nutritious for the
Right.
ants.
Yeah. My time in Australia was cool, man. We went out to that. I don't know where we went. It was like a beach or something. But when we were there, I remember I used that. What do you call those porta shitters? Whatever.
Oh, the long drops.
The long drops. That shit is disgusting, man. That is
Yeah, well,
sickening.
Middle of nowhere, so they
Yeah.
they can't have like.
I get it,
tanks
but
or whatever.
it's
So it's just like a 20-foot hole in the ground with
Yeah.
a pile of shit at the bottom.
Right, and then they
you
put
just
like
add to it.
signs that are like, oh, this is compost, and then you open that thing up, and there's just like a pack of flies, and you gotta just put your asshole over it and hope for the best.
Yeah, well, what they do with those is they put in like some sawdust and they seed it with like good bacteria. And people just throw rubbish or what happens is some campers that might have like portable toilets in like a camper or a caravan or something, they empty it in there. The chemicals kill all the bacteria, and then it just like the bacteria is then just seeded from fresh shit.
Right.
So there's no good bacteria, and it just gets pretty festering.
Wow.
Because it's like it gets in summer too. So
It's
Australia's
it's-
a hot.
It's
ass
one of the
country,
worst
man.
smells I fucking ever been in. I just had to shit. There was no.
I can't
There was
believe that.
nothing
You
else
live
I
on
could do.
Khaosan,
Where,
right?
where was this?
This was just in the middle of.
In the middle of the bush, like
Middle of
ages away from nowhere.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Great time though, man. Pies. I thought pies were a disgusting thing. I thought a meat pie was the most disgusting thing I could ever imagine. But then I went to Australia and I had some meat pies, and they're fucking amazing, man.
Because what happened? We went to
Australia's
these.
sick.
Meat pies are the fucking.
Yeah, but you know what a
shit.
chicken pot pie is, dude. You
Yeah, of
experienced
course.
freezer chicken pot pies as a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, but of
Yeah,
course.
that's all I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be a fucking frozen pie with gravy in it.
No, it's gonna be like flaky and buttery and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I waited
and just
until-
like good fucking Australian beef mince and that.
yeah, man, that lamb rosemary. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
dude, this place I live now on the Gold Coast is this place called the Yadala Pie Shop, and they're that big. You walk in, it's like chockers full of people. Walk in, pie that big, they give it to you instantly. It's like, you know, flaky pastry. It's so fucking good. It's that big, and you can get it with mushy peas and fucking gravy and mashed potato, and it's just so chunky to meat. It's not that real thin, like pureed shit what you get in a shitty
Right.
bite.
Yeah.
It's just like you just bite into bite. Fucking it's good. And they're only like $6. Whereas you go to some of these like boutique like pie places elsewhere, and you can pay up to like $8 for.
Out here, a
one
pie is basically $8. You want to get pie somewhere?
Here? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
fucking 250 to
Where do you
300.
get a pie out here?
You're on a sportsman.
Yeah, man, sportsman. There's one. Actually, Mulligan's has pies, but those are 500 baht. 500 baht for a pie. It's about 20
Hell
bucks.
There was oh man, I don't even know. There's a place that made pies here in Bangkok.
Really?
Yeah, like London something. The Londoner or some shit. I don't know fucking. I'm just fucking. I don't want to plug. I don't want to plug
I
this shit.
found out Fatty's has gumbo the other day, man.
What?
Someone telling me Fatty's makes gumbo, so I gotta check it out.
Fatty's is just fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I love
this is
gumbo.
So far away.
yeah, man.
You're a gumbo guy?
Dude, are you a rice guy? Do you like rice or what? How do you feel about fried rice?
I'm more of a rice. I'm more of a rice girl. If anything, Rice Girls. It's the name of an Asian pop band in the '90s. Spice Girls, but you know, not as
the Rice Girls.
the Rice Girls. Not as popular. We had Asian rice. No, it's right.
The Rice Girls.
Baby rice.
Write that down.
Yeah, we'll write down Rice Girls.
We gotta put you in a wig, man.
That's super hack, dude. That's Rice Girls.
So, if anyone's listening that hasn't been to Australia but has been to Asia or anywhere that has like that sells Australian beef or like an Australian bar, and so you go to here, like what is it, Soy 11, where there's like some Aussie bar, supposedly,
Yeah,
and,
Aussie bar.
Australian bar. Yeah.
and they advertise Australian beef, but they do it the Japanese way. You slice it as thin as fuck. But you get bashed at home for that, and rightly so.
Yeah, that Australian Wagyu beef, man.
Like, a steak should be like that thick
Yeah.
and that fucking big.
Right.
A steak should be, you know.
Anything here in Bangkok where they say steak is normally just like bullshit. Like I went to a place, I remember on New Year's Day I was thinking I'm gonna get a steak for myself. And I couldn't find anything that wasn't like 900 baht, and they were like the tiniest looking steaks. So I went to one place and I was like, okay, I'll settle for a steak sandwich. 200 baht, the picture makes it look big. They give me a fucking baguette with just 5 little slices on it, and just put it on the bread, that was it. I
No
was like,
sauce, no nothing.
Not just fucking little pieces of meat.
What was the place?
They had some lettuce. It was in fucking Siam Paragon on the bottom floor,
Ugh,
all the way around the corner.
fucking bougie ass.
That was back
steak
in
sandwich.
yeah.
Ah, that pissed me off.
Yeah, dude. And it came with French fries, and I had to ask for them. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Like, oh, right. You wanted more than just 2 pieces of bread and 5 slices of meat for 400
Oh,
bucks.
I hate that, dude. Asian people don't know how to fucking make sandwiches. Or these Thai people don't know sandwiches, dude.
Man, my sandwich game was
Fucking
amazing when I had a job. Like back when I was working and I had to pack a lunch, I would just buy like cheese, bread, and shit. I would buy all the bread in the world.
I would buy
Cold cuts.
that Walmart bread that was like this fucking. It was like a loaf basically, and I would just buy. It was like it was a loaf that wasn't like cut up. It wasn't sliced yet.
Yeah.
I would take the loaf and I would just slice it in half, like fucking this way.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Fucking sandwiches, like cheese, sandwich meat cheese. All these hot sauce, like sriracha, dude.
Oh my god,
Fucking ranch dressing.
sriracha. And I was shitting at work every day because of sriracha. Sriracha and Frank's, man, and then
Frank's Red Hot.
Frank's, sriracha, barbecue sauce,
Yeah,
Sweet Baby
Sweet Baby
Ray's.
Ray's, dude.
I got him some Sweet Baby Ray's the first time
Yeah,
too.
so
Oh my god!
I was initiated into the American
condiment
sauce.
American
We
condiment.
sauced it up, man.
You can get that at any like Woolies or Coles, like the two main
Yeah.
supermarkets in
Yeah.
Australia.
Which is
You get
weird.
Frank's or Sweet Baby Ray's, sriracha. Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
obviously get sriracha. I love sriracha, but what I love about Frank's is the amount of like flavour density per spice. So you can just
Right.
you can put the whole bottle on, and you won't be in trouble.
It's
But
better and
so
better.
much flavour.
Sriracha,
Yeah.
you just get to, once you hit that limit.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
when
it's like
you
umami. It's
that's
just
how I
all
ruin my
nothing,
day.
and then you just.
Dude, my tongue salivates at this.
I'm literally fucking.
Hearing the word sriracha makes my fucking tongue like.
My mouth is wet as fuck right now. I'm dripping, dude.
I just want some like
I'm
some
dripping, cuz.
scrambled eggs with some cheese and some siracha and like a burrito,
I
like a
could go for
breakfast
a
burrito.
DPD, that dog pound deli
Ooh.
sandwich with sriracha on it. That's the shit.
Anything in sriracha.
Yeah, man.
Apparently it's called skeeching. You know, like, have you ever yawned and like your tongue comes up and you got the saliva gland on there and it just fucking ejaculates a little
It's a gleek.
gleek.
Yeah, gleek.
I know that.
You want to see me do that, dude? Can I gleek?
Oh, you gleek on me, bro?
Bro.
You can voluntarily.
Yeah, dude.
gleek. What?
I can do it, but it's super gross. I'm not gonna do it on you, but
Did that bit of wall there.
like, that's just going to top. It's hitting the roof of my mouth, but you just push down like that. You can do it too if you try. This is weird, but yeah, you can make it happen. But you'll just feel spit spray onto the top of your mouth.
I can do it if I pour direct, like Sangsom straight on under. If it goes under your tongue,
Yeah,
if it's the saliva gland, it protests.
Dude, I'm just trying to spray spit on my floor right now on a podcast. What the fuck?
Quit gleeking.
Quit gleeking, bro. Hey, bro, you gleek. You gleeked on me.
You gleeking cook?
It's definitely the word. Because I learned how to do it on purpose.
My friend could do it really good, and he would do it. He's such a fucking asshole. He would send me. We'd go to the mall, and I had like a jacket that was like one of those puffy jackets. It was like a puffy orange jacket from Old Navy, super fucking cute. But if it got wet, like it would like get darker.
Yeah.
And this asshole would stand behind me and
That
just
fake suede.
gleek at me, bro. Fucking walking around the mall, and I took my jacket off, and it was just covered in his fucking like just little spots of fucking gleek. Gleek, dude.
Fucking
Fucking gleek, dude. Like
Bro,
you
you
need a
gleek,
jacket.
you gleek me up.
You just
man.
gleek on my
Well,
jacket.
as you know, guys, I'm completely against spitting on people. I find that to be completely disgusting. You don't do that.
Yeah. Speaking of stories that we're not going into.
Yeah, right. Anyway, fuck yeah, dude. So Toby, man, what the fuck have you been up to? What's going on, man? What's your plan? What's your next plan, dude?
Yeah.
What's your next plan? Actually, you know what? What's the coolest thing you've ever done? Like, you've done a lot of cool stuff. What's the stupidest thing you ever done? You've done a lot of that too.
Oh,
I feel like you told me one time you climbed a mountain, and that's already stupid.
Oh, dude, I flew past there like a few months ago, right
Yeah.
past that spot, just chilling out in the plane. Just
By the way, Toby's a pilot, guys. I know.
Wow.
Nobody fucking mentioned that. That's important.
Where we saw that dying snake, you know how the beaches are along there, like fucking just stunning.
Yeah.
Dude, I cruised past there for like just an hour following those beaches at 500 feet, just sandwiched between like the legal lower limit and just like this dense layer of moody clouds with the sunlight twinkling through, and just like
Moody
world-class
clouds.
beaches and then cliffs on the side. It was awesome. Would have been fucked if I had an engine failure. It was legal but not safe. Yeah. Like, you know, there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Well, in Australia, there's really no difference, right? Fucking legal, not safe. Give a fuck.
Australia's pretty tightly regulated.
That's crazy.
No.
How many hours did you have to log in to fucking get your pilot's license?
Oh, well, you only need, I think the minimum you need for a private's, you wouldn't get it under 50. For a commercial, you need 150.
Right.
You need less in the States. I know it's a lot easier in the States.
Really?
Yeah, because we're just kind of better at everything.
So, well, actually, no, I can fly, I can get a commercial pilot's license transferred and go fly in the States, but guys from the States can't do it. Until you get to airline transport pilot's license, which is just, you sit a few extra exams, and then you get a theory credit until you get 1,500 hours. That's what you need to be a captain of like an airline.
Right,
You
right,
still don't need to be first pilot away, but once you get to that level, it's like the same across the board. But like a lot of all controlled airspace in Australia is based off like American standards because all the countries want it to match.
Fortunately,
Yeah,
you don't
makes
want to be a
sense.
captain of a fucking airline, right?
No, so what I'm doing
Cooler machinations.
when I get home is I'm starting training for a commercial helicopter license. Another particular skill that I want, but I don't want a job. Yeah, it's like having a real job.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested, and I
want
want
having a job and you can fucking ride bikes.
Yeah.
So you going from fixed wing to rotary, dude?
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. That's crazy, dude. So what do you fly right now?
No.
Like what?
A motorcycle.
When you were flying 500 feet.
Oh, that was just in a.
Dude, he flew over. I saw you fucking. I was at the beach with his ex, Mrs. and my ex, and fucking this dude just flies over. we watched you fly over. I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had us. No, it was just me and Marlene at that point. Yeah, we just watched this dude fly. That was sick. I've never fucking met anyone that flies planes. It's super cool.
Is it your plane?
No, it's just the flying.
Dude, are you rich, man? How much does a plane cost though? If you want to buy like a little beater plane,
Yeah, a little
a hoopty ass plane.
Yes, yeah.
Here's the thing, like
bullet holes in it.
the place I used to fly is they had like a second story balcony overlooking the airstrip there.
Yeah.
Like pretty mad spot for a beer. And like all the student pilots, like someone would come and land in the Jabiru, which is this tiny little 2-seater plane.
Dude, that sounds like a
Sounds
fucking
like a
beater.
beater.
Yeah, that sounds like
the fucking
What's that?
the Subaru or
Yeah, it's this tiny little
That's that
2-seater.
93 Camry.
Yeah, the Honda Accord of fucking.
Yeah,
that's
it's like if there was a 2-seater Camry, that'd be it. Because planes are really expensive to run because they run on avgas, which is like almost $3 a litre. Well, it's like $2.50 a litre. Aviation, it's a slightly leaded, very high octane petrol basically.
Yeah.
But a Jabiru with I think they've got little Rotax engines or something. They'll run on unleaded like normal what you guys would call gasoline.
Yeah.
And because of that, they're so much cheaper to run. And all these, like student pilots with their fucking student line funded. I mean, I was doing the same thing, but they're student line funded flying that they're not actually dishing out like their own cash for. And be like, oh, look at this guy landing in a Jabiru. Be like, dude, he owns a fucking plane. You're a student sitting here just judging people's landings. I've seen you land, dude. Like, don't judge other people's landings.
Get back to class, fucker.
And like, is there shit talking between pilots? Like,
but
what do they talk shit about? Like to each other,
Nice
like landing, like hey, fucking nice, hey, nice.
Way to stick the landing.
Hey, nice takeoff there.
yeah, that's pretty much it. So I can't wait to go the helicopter license because that's far more hardcore than just flying fixed wing.
Yeah, man. I can imagine.
And so I just want to go and hang out with all the guys that I'm flying with and just give them so much shit.
Yeah.
Because I fucking deserve
Yeah,
it.
you earned that.
But
You earned that.
Yeah, if I was going to get a plane, it would be one that would be judged harshly by everybody that doesn't own a plane.
Yeah.
But it'd be like, dude, I can just go anywhere.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
But
So would you ever take on a job just to get like to cap out your hours? Like, would you go get a flying job for like 6 months or some shit to get to the point where you get like certifications?
Maybe
or some
6
shit?
months or yeah, to get more endorsements are expensive.
Yeah.
Endorsements and ratings. So a rating is like for the type of flying you do, and endorsement is for a design feature, like a physical attribute of the plane.
Do they use like an intern type thing? Like if you don't have a bunch of hours, are they gonna be like, we're gonna pay you less because you're getting hours?
Well, if you want to work for an airline, you can get a cadetship, and that looks like it's rolling fine.
No, yeah.
You can get a cadetship, but they'll pay for your whole training, like from nothing. And the reason they do that is because then, like they've given you X amount, like $100,000, $200,000 worth of training, so they can bond you for ages. You can have a non-compete for 10 years or something.
Right. I heard that's how. Isn't that how? Didn't you say that that's how the military works? Like if you want to be a pilot, then you have. No, Brian was saying that in the Philippines. He was saying that if you want to become a fighter pilot, it's like you have to indebt yourself a few years to get the training.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
is that how it works?
Probably Brian and I were both talking about it because I think it was 11 years you'd have to sign up for to be a fighter pilot. 4 years for the normal army, and then they were doing this gap year program where you could sign up for a year. You had to sign up for 11 to be a fighter pilot. I think they've changed it to 13. I'm 2 centimetres too tall to be a fighter pilot in Australia anyway, but I would never sign up for that long. You only have to sign up for like 4 years or something if you're a female. That's fucking disgusting.
What? Hold on. What? Why? 4 years.
Because
That's
they're
fucking 8 years.
trying to make, you know, like quotas.
Right.
Quotas
Right.
based on poorly informed decisions.
Dude, less women are gonna fucking go for 11 years, for sure.
Dude,
But
that's
what
like,
they-
fuck,
4 years sounds way more.
it's like 3 to
Inviting
4
for a
times
woman.
as fucked. That's
Yeah,
not
but
for sure.
I know a few
Jesus
guys
Christ.
that have gone, you know, like through the selection process and gotten in that, and so they will only have like a few slots every year because it's like a very
Yeah.
like incredibly competitive, and there'll be a pool that you have to compete against, but they have a separate pool for female applicants.
Well, good if it's yeah.
If it's
No,
separate,
wait, it's as in, so like say there's 10 slots a year.
Right.
They'll allocate they'll allocate 4 to females and maybe
Oh,
like
yeah,
6
that's fucked up.
dudes.
Wow, even
But-
though it's far more.
But you get 5,000 dudes applying and you get like 90 females.
Oh,
So it's just
Oh,
I'm
shit.
all for pushing equality, but
Sure.
not when it specifically causes
Dude,
inequality.
if
right.
girls don't want to be fucking fighter pilots, don't have female fighter pilots.
That'd
You
be
know, like
expensive.
you don't have to fucking make
Right.
it such an absurd deal.
and it's also.
Are you sure it's 4 years versus 13 or 12?
No,
If that's called, if that's
it's something almost as extreme. I don't know the exact thing. It might still be only 11 for a dude. I'm not sure.
as long as it's extreme, man, I'm pissed.
I thought it,
Right?
I was like, fuck, if I was joining enough, I'd join and then just go see like the psychologist and be like, I hate military life, I want to kill myself, can you let me out now?
What happens if you want to leave? Like, what happens if you do the school and you want to leave? Do you just go to jail?
No, it's
Is
you,
that like- is that going AWOL?
you lose your normal human rights when you sign up to the military.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
So,
it-
like, but so for you, like,
Yeah.
if you just fucking leave, that's going AWOL, right? Isn't that like
Yeah.
illegal?
It would
Don't they
be-
try you for that?
It would be UA, which is unauthorized absence, and
Well, no, it's like you just leave and you
there
don't
would-
want to come back
there
ever.
would be something similar to like a warrant out for your
They
arrest.
just pull you out.
In a way, that's what I think. And then, so if they find you, they would bring you back, and then they would try you in court under uniform code of military justice. Right. So like that's the military law.
Yeah, and
You
they
can
can
punch
just
with-
basically do whatever, not whatever they want, but they don't have to work within the confines of
But,
the law.
I think some dudes I know some dudes that went UA, but they never fucking followed up on these guys, and they just quit. And then I think they end up getting I think one guy just quit outright, just stopped coming, and they gave him other than honorable discharge, which is
Oh, yeah.
fucking crazy. It's like, alright, he doesn't deserve that, but you know what I mean?
Well, he just fucking walked out of the military.
Yeah, he just quit one day. He just said, "Fuck this."
Dude, that's fucking.
Yeah.
I guess that's like that's an honorable discharge, I guess,
It
right?
should be, yeah.
There's no
That's what it should be. Like, if you don't,
fucking
yeah, well, if you don't fulfill your contract,
Yeah.
then you get a dishonorable maybe. Or if you, actually, no, you get other than honorable if you don't, probably. Or maybe you can get separated medically or admin separated. Sometimes you get admin step. I think that's what it is. Separated admin. Administrative.
So there's no chance you're going to jail, all right?
Yeah. The
Well,
best,
they
I would just
still
go-
could.
just-
They still could.
well, the best thing to do is to one, to either kill yourself, alright? Or two, you just get hurt. Like, just fuck your shoulder up, and then they have no,
Clip
then they
that shit,
can't,
baby.
then they can't keep you. You know what I mean?
Dude, is that like remember you see that Family Guy when Stewie shoots himself in the
Mindset.
foot? Does that
Yeah.
work if you just shoot yourself in the foot?
Yeah,
that would-
yeah,
that
but
would
you'd
work.
be shooting yourself in the foot.
That would work though.
You shoot me for
So
the foot.
is an honourable discharge like when a chick's not a slut but she still picks up an infection and just like juice coming out?
Right. It's an honorable one, yeah.
That's an honourable
exactly.
discharge.
Right there,
Exactly.
dude.
Uh,
That's a joke.
but man, I'm not a gynecologist, but
Discharge
I'll
with
take a
honor.
look.
It's discharge with honor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is it, oh, so
It's
you,
like,
you bow as
Right.
and just comes out.
These don't even have to be here.
No, it's fine.
But they make it look like we've
Yeah,
got
they make it look like we got gear, dude.
No, I like
Just
this
in
in
a
the
way.
week now.
They're just in the wall.
Yeah,
So-
honorable.
I want to, because I haven't started, because I've been doing all this film stuff recently and I haven't actually started the helicopter training thing about making the film, like
Oh yeah.
getting the commercial helicopter license
That's
in 3 months or something.
fucking insane.
It's only
Did you get film of your flight school?
Nah, I've only got some like GoPro shit of me flying.
Wow.
Like,
Not
you-
a lot of good stuff.
Oh damn.
Wow. That's amazing.
Well, at least you get
Jesus.
some fucking
Wouldn't-
flying a helicopter. I feel like even if you don't have footage of you flying airplanes, at least you got footage of you flying.
Was the first time you did it, were you like shitting your pants the first time you got in the cockpit and just started whooping that thing around?
You started it while I was visiting you, right?
No, I'd already started it.
You sure? What month did you start?
February or something. You guys were there for my birthday. I was already starting.
I came there in February though.
No, you were there, January to. I started like 2 weeks after you left.
Right. Okay.
And I was however many months in when you came back the second time to Australia. But now that I do filming, like that's my thing now. I suppose I'll just not, because I just want to make films of like this dude's doing something new, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that can be my thing. Just like a multitasker. Like, what's he gonna do next?
Yeah, man. I think
that's a good angle.
I think that's cool though. Like, I guess that's kind of what we do. You know, this is a new thing. This is a fucking second podcast we've ever recorded. So
yeah, this is my second podcast too.
Yeah, we know.
This is all.
We know. We've been here.
This is the last one. This is the last one we did.
We shouldn't. You should put these out not in order. So it's like I came back like a month later.
I'm gonna keep this one for at least a year. I think I'm gonna hold this one for.
Don't worry. Podcast number 1 definitely wasn't yesterday.
That was back when this room was pink. Now it's clearly a different color. Right? We got 3 doors now.
What?
I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck.
And so I've had like, because I want to do just random like sporadic different shit.
Yeah, man.
Right.
And so I've had an idea that I want to run past you guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm here doing a bit of filming for Steve, who's doing his stand-up thing. You've obviously been doing stand-up for even longer, and you're doing. I understand you've got an open mic comedy.
That's right, dude.
Right.
Is it?
Yes, dude. So he runs the mic, man, and you got a bunch of funny stories. So.
And this is tomorrow night, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you should come out here. Let me get this mic.
Dude. Yeah.
Hey, Toby, dude. You should totally
fuck
come
yeah.
out and do some fucking try some stand up tomorrow, man. First time.
Are you actually gonna do it, man? You talked about it.
Got a lot of funny stories.
I've been. So my dad used to do stand up, right? And people would be like, "Oh man, that's awesome! I've always wanted to do that." And there was always sort of like an invitation into the conversation, as in, I've always wanted to do it, therefore it's almost like I have.
Yeah, but aren't you concerned, dude? Because like your dad's actually funny.
Well,
your dad's a pretty
I'm just
funny guy,
I'm just concerned that I'll make jokes and there'll be a lot of Americans and I won't be able to comprehend an actual like punchline or a witticism or a
I don't think like
turn of words or something.
Yeah.
Everyone's.
I'm just doing that with you, Steve.
Yeah, no, dude. Toby actually is afraid to tell jokes to Americans because normally.
It takes too long for Steve to get a lot of my jokes.
It actually does, dude. I actually have a huge lag, and I know when Toby tells a joke sometimes it's funny, but it takes like 2.5 seconds.
If you have to think about it, it loses its fun.
It's to the point where I can't make excuses because it's happened so many times. It's a fact that when Toby tells a joke, I don't get it. And then I get it 2 seconds later because I'm just American.
It's actually pretty common because it's like 2 quite different styles of humour. And I know like a lot of American comedians that come out and they have a totally different routine. Because, you know, like, American humour's, like, stand-up wise, often based on just, like, a funny story told in a really good way. Yeah. Whereas there might actually be, like, not a pun, but there's, like, some... Like,
play words.
It's like, it's sort of just playing words with the Australian stuff. It's, like...
Like, if you talk to Toby long enough, basically, you'll notice that he just automatically turns shit into puns.
Sure.
And it's super fucking creative, but... It's like,
or even
my brain doesn't function. Like,